All right, everybody. Good afternoon to you. This is Ron Houston. We're back for another Sunday show. We got a lot of great guests lined up. Our old regulars, heavy on that old there, is John Nava. And we've got Sharon Arnold. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, and I'm
Thank you,
29
buddy boy.
forever.
We're going to have some fun here today. We have Eileen, say it.
Eileen Whitener from the Raffle Committee.
Raffle, she's
Yay.
chairman of the Raffle Committee, and I've known her for, a long time, about 10 years.
Yep.
You've known her for
I
a long
didn't
time, but cannot
recognize her
pronounce her name.
but I recognize her face. So we're going to have her on in just a little bit. And we also have Daryl, and I'm going to spell this name, Beauchamp, Beaucamp, Executive Director of the Museum of Western Art. We're going to do him by phone here in a little bit. And he's head of an organization up in Kerrville that's really a great museum. They have a lot of good stuff there, so we're going to talk to him a little bit. But first, let's kick it off with Mr. John Nava, and we're going to talk a little bit about our sponsor, Gamis & Gamis Facility Solutions, who is a personal friend of yours.
He sure is.
For many years.
For many, many years. Yes, lately I've been real busy at my company, which is East End Glass Company. We do all kind of glass replacement, mirrors, shower doors, car repairs, and storefront repairs, new construction. And our little girl in the front office, Shayla, she's extremely busy right now. And
Well, you stay that way.
Oh yeah, we stay that way. We
How long's your company been in business?
Our company been in business for 72 years.
Ooh, and you've been there how
Wow.
long?
I've been there over about 40-some-odd years.
Wow.
2 times. I was there 7 years before, then I went on to someplace else, and I came back at least 20-some-odd
So you're
years.
back home now.
I'm back home, buddy.
Good job.
How do they reach you? In case they want to get a hold of you over there, how do they reach you? They want to talk to you personally.
Okay, if anybody want to get a hold of us, you need any kind of glass replacements or whatever, you can reach us at 210-333-2210.
One more time.
210-333-2210, and Shayla and her staff will probably answer the phone. And then we have Dennis and Sam Meyer. They're is going to be our new salesperson.
And so you specialize in what?
We specialize in anything that's broken, except for a broken heart.
I'm glad
love
you said
you.
that. I won't go over there.
Okay, actually, this building here that we're on right now with the K-Loop radio station, about 2-3 weeks ago, they shot out 3 windows, and I got a bid in. So we do stuff like this. We hang out.
How far out do you go out of San Antonio?
We go to Kerrville, Fredericksburg, and it depends of our customers. We have been Corpus, Uvalde.
So if you got somebody in San Antonio that has business is over in these other towns, you cover it.
Yeah.
Because you got to.
Yeah,
take
we
care
have
of
to.
them.
We got to. We got to take care of them.
Now, how long have you
great.
been in the rodeo?
Well, that's what we're just talking, me and Eileen and Sharon, because we both, we're veterans here at the rodeo. I guess I've been there about 35, 40 years, somewhere in there. I never kept track. I think I started in 90 or 91,
Yeah.
something like that. And Sharon, you've been there a while, huh?
Gosh.
John's coming at this from a volunteer. Now, we have Sharon Arnold, who's actually worked in the office for a long time.
Gosh, I worked there for over 20-some years, and then I still contracted with Cowgirls Live Forever. So I did that for a long time, and now I'm on a committee. So I'm just raising money and helping out. Because what we do is great, giving money to scholarships for the kids.
And you've had a chance to meet a lot of these kids that got the scholarships, too, because I
Yes.
know your environment, right?
Yes.
So these are real.
Yes.
Some people wonder sometimes, do they really give away that much money to
Yes.
kids? They
yes.
do, don't they?
Yes. A lot of money. I think it's $138 million up to now, and $6,000 to each, 6,000, we have 6,000 members. 6,000 members.
Volunteers.
And volunteers.
Speaking of which, if someone is listening right now, I always want to give, kind of like a Baptist church, they always give an invitation to come to Jesus at the end of the service. Well, I want to give an invitation for people to become a volunteer.
Yes.
So how do they do that?
All you have to do is go on to the website, and it'll show you how to be a volunteer, and you can sign up for 2 committees, and then they'll call you, or you can call the office and decide which one you want.
And if you need some help, you can call me on my cell, 830-426-9228. great. And then I'll try to put you in contact with some people based on what your interest is if calling the office doesn't work. Sometimes they get busy over there, but if you need to help, 830-426-9228. Give me a call, my cell, and we'll see what we do to help you out. You got anything else today, Sharon, that you want to talk about?
Gosh, I don't know. I think we're doing well.
Okay.
I want to just say Merry Christmas to everybody, and everybody have a great Christmas. And we'll see you before New Year's, though. We'll be back.
And a ho, ho, ho. John, introduce your guest.
Ho.
Introduce your guest there.
Okay, I got a very special guest. She's actually a good friend of mine, and she is the chairman, even though she's a woman, of the raffle committee. Eileen Widener, welcome to our show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Great.
Tell us a little bit about yourself first.
Sure.
How long have you been in rodeo? What other committees did you work on?
Actually, I've been as a volunteer with the Stock Show and Rodeo for 22 years, almost 23 years. And I've always been on the raffle committee. It's a wonderful family, and so that's where I started, and that's where I am today.
So you know John pretty well, then.
Yeah, I do. Johnny, actually, as a committee, we're really blessed. You know, if you look at us as a committee, every one of our chairman, vice chairman, past directors, members, all stayed with the committee. They've not gone on to do anything else. It's a wonderful family.
That doesn't always happen that way, does it?
It doesn't always happen that way. It's a real blessed family, though. We're united together. People like helping each other, and of course, ultimately, they love raising money for the kids.
Well, your business, your committee, you sell raffle tickets, right?
That's correct.
All right, now get one of those tickets there and kind of talk about some of the things that the raffle. You buy $1, $2 or $1.
It's $5 a ticket.
$5 a ticket.
$5 ticket.
And it gets you a chance to win any of these items, right?
That's right.
All right, we'll talk about that.
Sure. So this is one of the ways that we raise money. We'll talk about a few other things. But our raffle ticket for this coming year has 13 prizes on it and just over $106,000 in prizes. Another area that we're truly blessed, we have most of our prize donors and sponsors that have been with us for years and years and years. They come back every year happily, ready to just make sure they can do what they can to help raise money for the kids. So we've got 13 prizes, starting with the 2024 Ford F-150
I know, I saw
truck.
that. That's
yeah,
great.
It's wonderful. We have some beautiful Navajo custom jewelry that Samsville's always given to us. And
Samsville's great.
He
has
is.
Great jewelry.
Sam is wonderful. Takes great pride in his relationship with San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo as well. Just recently celebrated an anniversary as well with us. And they're just committed, and they just always want to give. And so they're all donated. Prizes are all donated. We don't have to put out any funds towards the prizes
You
because
never buy anything.
We never buy them. Yeah, it's wonderful.
How many volunteers do you have on your committee?
We are sitting at about 145 volunteers right now.
That's
good.
good.
And to Roy's point, if you're interested in raffle ticket, we'd love to have you because we are recruiting new members and can definitely.
I don't know how to reach you then.
Yeah, absolutely. You can reach me directly at 210-862-5402. That's my cell number. If you're interested, I'll get you a volunteer application. We'll get you to one of our meetings.
Phone number one more time.
210-862-5402.
And you're listening to Eileen. She's the chairman of the committee. And I'm only doing that is because I'm not saying you can't get to her by calling the rodeo office, but we all know the rodeo office is getting extremely busy right now. So if you really want to get on that particular committee, the best way to do is to call you. And that phone number one more time.
210-862-5402.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, absolutely. So the raffle ticket is an incredible way for us to raise money for the kids. It probably represents about 40% of the total money that we raise. We have a ton of sponsors that also donate money. We have we call it our 500 Club, but we have sponsorships at anywhere from 500, 1,000, 2,000, up to 5,000 or more.
And when they do that, they get exposure at all the exhibits. You have so many exhibits that the rodeo gives you to sell your tickets, and what they do is they get signage at all these places where you sell the tickets based on how much they spent.
That is correct.
Bigger money, bigger sign, right?
Absolutely. Yes, the bigger the font, the signs.
When do you pull the winner?
On the last Saturday of the rodeo. So we'll be out there on the AT&T, or I'm sorry, Frost Bank patio now. We do the drawing live before the show and have all of our patrons join us in that participation and announce the winners and contact them officially the next day.
John, have you ever got to draw the winner?
Yeah, I have. You know, I think all the years that I have, I think we used to have a Camaro Firebird, and I think I did two of those. I think 2 or 3 trucks and stuff like that. And then one time, our company, you know, I was the co-chairman at the time. I was sitting next to Marion Ann West, And then they drew the name, and it was our company that won it. And I almost freaked out. I told everybody, don't say nothing, don't say nothing. But, hey, Ali, tell everybody where our money goes to.
Yeah,
absolutely. Important cause. So we support all the youth participants that participate in the junior livestock auctions that take place in the final weekend.
Bid on those animals.
We do. We use the money that we raise to bid on those animals. We want to make sure those hardworking kids get a fair market price.
Get the price up if you need to.
Absolutely. We're always looking for the little guy. These kids work hard all year long to raise these animal projects, and we want to sponsor them and make sure they get a good price.
So
that's great.
Selling raffle tickets is an aspect of what you do, but then once you get the money, you do a lot of other good things with it.
Absolutely, yeah. All that money's going to the kids.
All right, one more time, your number where people can reach you if they would like to become part of the raffle ticket committee. How do they reach you?
210-862-5402, and I'll be happy to take any of those sponsorship calls as well if you're interested.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of the Raffle Ticket Committee of the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, Eileen, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
And we're going to go on to our next person right now. We got him, Daryl. Hi, Daryl.
Yes, sir.
I want to introduce you to our good friend John Nava and Sharon Arnold. They're co-hosts today. Say hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
We're going to talk to Daryl a little bit about the Museum of Western Art in Kerrville, and that's quite a place. Daryl, tell us a little bit of something about that place and the history of it.
The Museum of Western Art started in 1983 as what was then called the Cowboy Artist of America Museum. The Cowboy Artist of America, or the CA, are a group of about 25 guys who paint and sculpt the American West. And in 1983, a group of local business people in Kerrville got together and basically said, if we build it, they will come. And sure enough, we built a museum for the Cowboy Artist of America. And for 20 years, it operated exclusively for the use and rights of the Cowboy Artist of America members. From 83 to 2003, we had a 14,000 square foot facility located overlooking the beautiful Guadalupe River Valley there in Kerrville. And we've operated for 20 years since 2003 as the Museum of Western Art. What we found in 2003 to early 2000s is that the Cowboy Artists of America, although they're a great group of guys and organization for men, they are a pretty exclusive group. It's mostly it was excluding women, people of color. It was excluding people from other countries who paint and sculpt the American West, like, for example, the Germans and the Japanese, the Russians, who have great influence on the American West painting scene. So in 2003, we expanded our mission. We still promote and do a lot of work with and for the Cowboy Artists of America, but we're now a more inclusive, organization. In our 43rd year there in Kerrville, Texas.
Wow, that's great.
How did it end up in Kerrville?
Well, it's like I said, a group of local Kerrville business people, L.D. Brinkman, Bobby Shelton, and a group of those got together, and they were big collectors of Western art. Between those two men, L.D. Brinkman and Bobby Shelton, they had two of the largest Western art collections in the nation, and they were collecting a lot of the Cowboy Artists of America members. And they decided that, it was time for those guys to have a working home, a place where they could display their art and that it could be seen to the public. And we today include a great number of works from both those men's collections, especially the L.D. Brinkman collection is at home at our museum there in Kerrville.
I recognize the name Bobby Shelton. I used to live in Kingsville. Bobby Shelton
King
was
Ranch.
King Ranch, big time. He used to walk around town with his blue jeans tucked. He's not a very tall guy, and he used to walk around town with his pants legs tucked into his big stovetype boots. So when he was walking down the sidewalk, you saw him coming because nobody else dressed like that. I never met him except one time, and he got a handshake like a brick, man. I mean, very tight handshake, like it broke my hand. I wasn't prepared for it. But nice man, nice man. Well, John, you have any questions?
Not really. I'm not familiar with it. I guess you've been around for a while, and you're going to continue doing what you're doing.
Well, yeah, we've been around for 42 years, and we're going to continue to display the art of the American West for, we hope, the next 40 or 50 or 60, 100 years. And we're excited about that. We've got what the True West magazine called, we were the number 2 best Western art museum in the nation.
That's great.
Last year, right there in little old Kerrville, believe it or not. And
Wow.
Of course, I've got ties to the Briscoe in downtown San Antonio.
Yeah.
Love that
That's good.
museum. And so we all work together to promote American Western art to a general public. We're located at 1550 Bandera Highway there
Wow.
in Kerrville.
What are your hours? Are you open 7 days a week?
We're open 5 days a week, Tuesday through Saturday, from
Okay.
10 to 4,
Uh-huh.
and by appointment. We've got some weird hours because of the holiday and the way it falls, the Christmas, and so check our website and make sure that you know what our website hours are before you come. But yeah, we'd love to have people come and visit us there in Kerrville. And I tell people all the time, if you're in San Antonio and you want to come see a museum, we're 1 hour away.
Right.
And people say, well, that's an hour away. Well, you're an hour away from almost anything in San Antonio. Even,
Well, that's right.
Even San Antonio, right? So,
One
hop
thing,
on I-10, come on out to Kerrville, and we'll treat you well.
one thing I will say about your museum there is that I was surprised when I first saw it. I didn't know what to expect, but I didn't think it would be that big and that nice in a town of 20,000 people. But it's really nicer and fancier than what you would expect.
Well, that's where you're wrong. Kerrville's now almost 40,000.
Oh, is it 40? See how long
But-
it's been since I read that tag?
We've been going for a while, but people in San Antonio are always very pleased when they see our museum. We have 5,000 works of art. We have a building built by O'Neill Ford, one of the famous Texas architects.
Wow.
It is a fabulous facility overlooking the Guadalupe River Valley. And a lot of people, even there in the hill country, say, well, wow, I didn't know this was here. We spent the last 42 years being the best kept secret in Texas. And so, one of the top rated museums in the nation, certainly in the state of Texas. And it's our rates to get in are free for members and $7 for non-member. But we'll let you in free and let you decide what it's worth because we want you there.
Okay, that's great.
You have
Sounds like a
anything?
great thing.
No question.
I can't.
Let me ask you this: where did you work before at the Briscoe or the other one in San Antonio, the museum?
No, I was at the Briscoe for 5. I was at the Briscoe 5 years, so I was the founding director of the Briscoe Museum. Got good friends who run it now, right there on Market and Precious Streets there on the Riverwalk.
We used to put our Western art there. Do you remember that?
I'm sorry, yes.
All the students that did their Western art, and we put it up. We would put it in the Briscoe there.
Right.
We
I was the director of the Briscoe for 4 years, almost 5 years.
I'm sure I met you.
Back, a number of years back, and then I went to the C.M. Russell Museum in Great Falls, Montana, for a number of years, and I was in New Mexico for 7 before joining the team here the last 6.
So you've had quite a record, quite a.
Well, I just described a 40-year career, didn't I? It's really it's amazing how quickly it all flies.
Thank you so much for all that.
Well, who are some of the people that you've met that were maybe artist idols of yours? People that were real famous that you've met, and tell me about that experience.
Well, there's so many great Western artists. It's a genre in and of its own. But guys like Howard Turpning, an Arizona artist, comes to mind. A lot of the Cowboy Artists of America people. I think the best sculptor in America is a former member of the CA. His name is Jason Scull. He's our artist in residence there at the Kerrville, at the museum in Kerrville, at the Museum of Western Art. There's just so many wonderful artists. The San Antonio, Robert Gulick, lots and lots of folks that come to mind. This is a great place to be in the arts, that's for sure.
Do you do
As
art?
We've got a lot of really great artists.
Do you do art?
I do not. I can't draw a bath.
I can't either.
I am so envious of those people who can draw and paint and sculpt and do these things that I love to exhibit. But I can talk about it all day long.
That's great.
Well, isn't it nice to have a passion for something like that? I know you do because I've met you before. You have a passion for this art and the people that do it, and I think that comes through for you. That really helps you a lot because it makes it good for me when I have you on the air. It sounds good, making me look good.
Wouldn't you hate doing something all day long that you didn't like doing?
Right.
Yeah, I think we've all did that. We're lucky here at this table here today. All of us pretty much do what we always wanted to do. We haven't got rich yet, but we like what we do.
Yeah.
John, you got anything else?
No, that's about it, Roy.
Tell me again what your hours are going to be.
Yeah, we're at 1550 Bandera Highway. The museumofwesternart.com is the easiest way to find us. Just all one word, museumofwesternart.com. And we're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 4. But, yeah, do check those holiday hours on our website at museumofwesternart.com.
Now, you have, like other museums, you have things that come in and then are traveling. Is that true?
Oh, we had the best exhibition this summer. We had the best exhibition in the nation, according to the producers and publishers of Western Art and Architecture magazine. They called it the blockbuster show of the summer in the United States. And so we're constantly rotating, like all the great museums do. We're rotating.
Well, that's what I was getting at. What do you have now,
Yeah.
and what do you have that's coming up when this changes out?
We've got a good exhibition right now of works by Noe Perez, who's King Ranch painter, and Jason Skull, who's a sculptor. And we've got a show called South Texas Aesthetic, which is just mind-blowing. We've got, just a whole slate of exhibitions scheduled for 2025. They're stacked up like waves out on the ocean. It's just one right after another. And, we're always changing out our exhibitions. About every 99 to 100 days, we put some new stuff up. And when we don't have a temporary exhibition, we've got our permanent collection, and like I said, we've got 5,000 quality top of the line works that rotate, in and out of the gallery space.
And how far out do you know about these particular showings? Would you book them out a year, 2 years, 6 months?
We book them out sometimes. Yeah, we book them out 2-3 years, and a lot of them, most of them, are actually ones that we create using the contacts that we have in the business. And like I'm working on one right now with an artist in Taos, New Mexico, and he's just, it's taking 2 years to put together. The blockbuster show we had this past summer, Scott Christensen and Kwang Ho, it took us about 2.5 years to put that show together, curate the works, get them all here. The great museums do it. They do it 2 and 3 years out. So we don't just wake up on Tuesday trying to decide what we're going to do on Saturday. So.
Well, Daryl, say your last name for me.
It's Beecham.
Beecham. Daryl Beecham, if people are listening right now and they say, I've been thinking about going to Kerrville, I like museums, what's a phone number they can call at the museum or a website they can go to get more information to help them make that decision to come up?
museumofwesternart.com. Just one word, museumofwesternart.com. But the number is 830-896-2553.
One more time, please.
830-896-2553 or museumofwesternart.com.
And I think I think the best thing I can leave people with is if you go to see this museum, and I remember the first time I went, be prepared to be impressed, because it's way beyond what you would think would be in a city the size of Kerrville. It's really nice. And
even though it's growing,
it's got a lot of nice features, and you can tell somebody from some of the bigger museums have with their background like yourself have worked there, because you know how to put this all together, because it's all how you assemble it, put it together. How's your volunteer force? Is that working out okay?
Actually, we have the strongest volunteer corps in, I think, the country. We call them the Remuda, which is a cowboy string of horses. The workhorses is called the Remuda, and we have 48 volunteers that keep our doors open, and they range in age from 40 to 100. We have a 100-year-old volunteer.
Wow,
and
that's great.
We're excited. Yeah, we're excited about – we couldn't do it without the volunteers. There's no way.
Well, Daryl, thank you so much for being with us today. I haven't seen you in a long time. When I get back after the first year, my goal will be to take you out to lunch between now and the end of the year.
I'll let you buy me lunch.
I will. I will. It's worth it, because you've done a lot of good interviews with me. Appreciate it.
You guys come see us in Kerrville, Texas.
All right.
Come to the
See you later.
Texas Hill Country. All righty. Thank you now.
Thank
All
you.
right. There's old Daryl from the Museum of Western Art in Kerrville, Texas. And, John, let's talk a little bit about Gamez and Gamez Facility Solutions. They do so many things. Preventive maintenance, freezers, fryers, grills, plumbing, power washing, special lighting, concrete, asphalt paving, striping, electrical, and that's just beginning. And they've done work for a lot of big people. Churches, Burger King, Polo Loco, KFC, Jack in the Box, Taco Bell, just to name a few. And their number, if you want to get a hold of the folks over at Gamez and Gamez Facility Solutions, 210-601-0761. 0761. 210-601-0761. They're in San Antonio. Excellent customer service, and financing is available. Sales, installation, and repair on commercial services. And John, you've known this fellow for a long time. What can you share with us about him?
Well, Julio's a good guy. You know, he's a man of his word. He got very good company. I know he supports the raffle committee very well.
Absolutely. He's top seller, actually, for our committee.
He's been top
Right.
seller for many years.
Yes, he has. Always, I think.
Yeah, because he's always, and he also offered his office to help you out.
For support. He helps us in every way he can.
Julio is the real deal. I can tell you this. If he gives you his word, it's going to get done. Folks, we thank you very much for coming in today. We appreciate you, Sharon.
You're welcome. Thank you for having
And
me.
Big John, we appreciate you. And Eileen, we appreciate you.
Thank
and we
you.
hope
Eileen, thank you
that
so
you'll
much.
Join us next
Thank
Sunday
you, Eileen.
at
You
3
did a
o'clock
great job.
for more talk about Texas. I'm Roy Holly. You have a good week and Merry Christmas.